Hey guys! So it has been exactly 1 year since I bought my very first property in Arizona, and I thought now would be a really great time to do a video on how it's been going. You know, I've invested with this VRBO strategy over doing a long-term rental, and the reason I did that is because number one, I wanted to be a guinea pig for my clients because a lot of people have been asking me, what about VRBO? What about VRBO? And I've been really curious about it too, so I figured why not test it on myself and learn from it, and then I can relay that information to my clients, right? And then the other reason that I chose to do it this way is because my parents live in Arizona and I want to be able to use the property to visit them when it's not being used. So that was another reason why I bought in Arizona. In terms of the investment side of things and how the numbers are working out, first off, let me say that this was an emotional purchase and an investment purchase. So because of the emotional aspect of it, you know, I'm sure that there's probably some kind of investment that I could have bought that would be turning me more of a profit. So was this the smartest possible thing I could have done with the money? Maybe not, but it's been going all right and I'm happy with the way things have been going. So on a monthly basis, my fixed costs are about $1,500 a month. So fixed costs being mortgage, $863, HOA is $237, my cable and internet is $163, and then what's the other fixed cost I have? Oh, property management is $250 a month. And so, you know, because I'm in California, I didn't even want to take the risk of having to manage it on my own. It's so much better having a property management company just do it. And the property manager that I have, he actually specializes in VRBO rentals. He doesn't do anything else except for VRBO, which I was very happy with because I didn't want somebody who didn't really have that much experience with VRBO. So anyway, fixed costs are about $1,500 a month. And then there's variable costs too. So things like the energy bill, right? I think in the month of December it was like 33 bucks, but then in August it was almost $300. So that's a big difference. Arizona, it gets pretty hot, so it's costly to run that air conditioner, especially in a loft when I've got really high ceilings. But anyway, other variable costs are things like the cleaners and the handyman, and then furniture too, like if you need furnishings or if you need to do things like, you know, replenish coffee cups or what else, like shampoo and conditioner, that kind of thing. These are all variable costs. So think about that when you're investing. Looking at my income, that has also varied. And VRBO is super unpredictable. You never know if you're going to get somebody to book it for a month or 2 or 3 or just 2 or 3 or 4 nights. You just never know what your vacancy rate is going to be. So that's been really interesting. Last year, you know, I closed on the property in March. I didn't have it ready to list on VRBO until about mid-July. So I had my first booking in August, and then it's been booked pretty solidly. It's been pretty consistent since August. The only 2 months that were really light on bookings were December and January. So now that I know that for next year, I'll make sure to reduce the price a little bit more so that I can at least get some bookings going for those 2 months, because I think only 1 week was booked for each of those months. And I was really surprised because that's actually a really nice time to go to Arizona. So I was surprised that the bookings were so low. But lesson learned. Next time, lower the price. And you know, I talked about this gap from March until July. So my dad is actually not a fan of out-of-state investing. He doesn't believe in investing in something where you can't see it. And so I wanted to prove a point to him. I wanted to prove to him that I could invest in the property out of state and not have to set foot there in order to manage it. And so I set foot while we were in contract so that I could make sure that I actually wanted to move forward buying the property before I finished buying it. But apart from that, I didn't set foot in the property for like 8 months until after it was already up and running. So I ordered everything on Wayfair, had it delivered to the property, and I had my handyman and one of my friends help me do everything. They literally unpacked and assembled every single box that came from Wayfair, and they even went out and did a bunch of errands for me to get the place up and running. So thank you to my friend Tim for helping me out. I will never be able to repay you. So if you're watching this, thank you. I really appreciate you. You're awesome. But anyway, looking back, I wish I wouldn't have been so stubborn. I wish that I would have just, sucked it up, gone to Arizona for like 4 or 5 days, and then just done everything on my checklist, gotten all the furniture, gotten all the things for the kitchen, like the coffee cups and the creamers and all that good stuff. I really, looking back, I really wish that I would have done that, because it would have cut down on my vacancy and I would have had some income at least. So that was definitely one thing I learned. So if you're gonna do what I did, learn from my mistakes, okay? Now, some things to consider when you're looking at possible VRBO investments. So my loft is on the 3rd floor and there's no elevator. So that really sucks for people that can't go upstairs. And, for my next property, I'm gonna get something that either has an elevator or something that has a ground level entrance, because I think that would get me more bookings. But, I've still had a good amount of bookings, even though this is on the 3rd floor. But, our very first sentence of the description is all caps, and it says, "This is a 3rd floor walk up. FYI, there is no elevator." So I think that kind of deters some people. But anyway, try to buy something that is ground level or that has an elevator, something that's easily accessible, basically. And then another thing that I wanted to also mention is, when you're looking at investment possibilities, look at something that has amenities, a pool, a common area, a gym, something like that. Mine has a pool, it has a grill area, and there's no gym, but it is in a gated community. And so I think that people who are booking from out of the area that don't know the Tempe location that well, I think having a gated community is a big value add for people. So highly recommend gated communities and amenities. But other than that, let me know if you guys have any questions. This VRBO journey has been super fun, very educational, and I have definitely learned a lot. So if there's anything that you want to know more about, definitely leave me a comment or send me a message. And thank you guys so much for watching. We'll talk again soon. See ya.